If you look back at the outcomes of Rio, very strong in terms of global treaties on climate change and biodiversity and so on. Pretty strong in terms of the quality of the rhetoric and the vision and Agenda 21 type invocations to do better things, and pretty good on the analysis about what unsustainability meant. Profoundly weak on the economics of sustainability. No real understanding that in order to achieve all of those transformations in society, we would have to transform first and foremost the global economy. And that would mean we'd have to challenge the big orthodoxies in the conventional economic model around growth, around competitiveness, around pricing, around the whole question about consumerism.
We will not be able to create a sustainable world if we don't integrate dealing with the environment in a proper way in the economic activities that we have every day around the world.
Nothing on the planet in a finite world can grow forever. The only groups that think that's possible are economists and cancer cells. Now the end result, whether it's economics or cancer, will be the same, and that's death. So we have failed to come to grips with the reality that we live in a finite world, and in a finite world, nothing can grow indefinitely.
We have a world where we are resource constrained and where we are pollution constrained. And the moment you accept that, then you also very quickly come to the conclusion that you have to then put prices on the constraints, on the limits, and it becomes a competitive issue. And that means you're bringing in the whole economic system to drive change.
What we really need is a transformation of our economy. It has been economically driven. It has to be ecologically driven. And if it's economically driven, it will be more economically viable.
The global financial crisis seemed to me to be a reasonably powerful, thoroughgoing indictment of business as usual approaches to investment and to finance, and provided what I thought would have been a perfect inflection point opportunity to jump in and say, listen, while we're reprogramming the DNA of the entire financial system, let's plug in a little more long-termism and a broader definition of what risk and opportunity are. That didn't happen nearly to the extent that I was hopeful that it would.
We have to understand that there can, in the long run, be no trade-off, because if we destroy the ecological infrastructure and foundations for our economy, there can be no future development. It is not a matter of either let the market do the work, because it is the most efficient in allocating resources, nor is it a matter of let the state regulate and essentially drive every policy decision in our economy. It is the relationship between the state and governance as an expression of social and political choices that helps to shape the marketplace in which we are producers and consumers.
I would like to see markets reframed so that companies are incentivized to compete as fiercely as they compete today around things like resource efficiency, increased productivity, ability to serve markets more effectively. All of those things could be driven as much by competition as the insane drive to short-term profit maximization that we have today.